Give us stuff that's not on YouTube.
You had to say that publicly.
I must have watched it too much.
That is completely invalid. This whole night, I've been performing in a library. You guys don't know.
All right, Geneva, how we doing? Yeah, that's actually better than I thought. Amazing. Geneva, best city in the world. Just wanted to see how much you love yourselves, that's all. Beautiful. Though it's nice. It's nice to be back in Switzerland. We haven't been here since Saturday. We did Zurich on Saturday, and we drove into Zurich. And do you call it Zurich or do you call it Zurich? I heard some people say Zurich, and I'm like, y'all are all over the place. I call it Zzz. We went there on Saturday. We drove a car in, and for some reason the border security stopped us. Like we passed so many borders in like the whole European Union or whatever you guys call yourselves, but intersection, let's say. It's not a union, guys. I've talked to you. So we drove through so many borders, and they're always like, and we're starting, yeah, and they're like, right, and then we're doing that. We come to Switzerland. We're coming from Germany, and they're like to everybody, and they see us, like, and they look into our car, and we had these two big boxes because we carry shirts. We sell shirts after the show, and we had these two big boxes of shirts, and the guy was like, "What's in the boxes?" And we were like, "Shirts." He's like, "What kind of shirts?" We're like, "The kinds that you wear." And he's like, "Okay, I'll have to check them out." So he checks them out, and we're like, "We can find you your size if you want." You know? And so he's like, "Let me run your passports." And he goes, runs passports, and he comes back. He's like, "All right, you can bring the shirts in." We're like, "Oh, thank you so much." He's like, "But you're gonna have to pay a tax because you're gonna sell these shirts, so you're gonna have to pay us 8% on everything you sell." We're like, "Well, the problem is we haven't sold them yet, so we don't know what 8% of the future is." And he's like, "Well, yeah, so you can just pay it for all of them." I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Is that how this works? Does it go directly to your Swiss bank account? How does it work?" And he's like, "Let me go talk to my supervisor." I'm like, "Chai." I'm like, "Listen, this is Switzerland, okay? We could probably just step on the gas and nobody will notice." And he's like, "No, man, we gotta follow the rules." I'm like, okay. I have a feeling that this is negotiable, okay? So he comes back. And by the way, this guy has a gun. He's like strapped, like, you know, I don't know what they carry, AK-47, all the it is. They have like gun here, grenade here. I'm like, who are the Swiss fighting? Shirts, apparently. Fashion. So, yeah, I mean, you clapped. He comes up to us and he's like, "All right, so yeah, 8% on how many shirts you guys have? 300 shirts. Whatever 8% of 300 is." We're like, "Okay, you know, sir, we just decided that it's just not cost effective for us to sell these shirts in Switzerland. So we'll pass on Switzerland. We'll just wait to sell them to the good people of France." And you can never try to bargain with like an authority and not feel like you're trying to break the law explicitly. But we're like, you know, we're just like, yeah, so we won't sell them here, and we'll sell them in France. Don't worry about it. And then he leaned into our window, and he was like, "Promise?" I did not think it was going to be that easy. That's literally your border security right now, Switzerland, is promise? He even put his pinky out. We're like, "Yeah, we got you, dude. We got you, dude." So yeah, you guys are not safe at all. I'm pretty sure I saw 3 trucks of explosives pass by, and they're like, "No, we promise, we're good." We went on through. We came from Paris today. It's good. We had to get out of Paris. People are too stressed there. They're too stressed even though they do nothing. I mean, you know, you guys kind of have that vibe here a little bit. But like, you go to Paris and you take like a taxi or an Uber, they get stressed out about making turns. Like, this is your job, but they'll be like, left! It's like, yeah, just make the turn. That's what you signed up to do. So it's nicer to be here in Geneva. Everybody's more relaxed. It's just kind of a very calm existential identity crisis. It's more of my vibe. But I haven't even released the jokes yet. I still have them on my phone. I'm going to edit them at Mom's house later. Do you guys want to hear the jokes? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. 10 people is enough. Great. Love my library crowd here. Some of you are like, he'll just do them anyways. Or like, yes, you made that a sum. Yeah. Thank you.
Not on YouTube.
What's that?
Give us stuff that's not on YouTube.
We haven't all seen you.
Whoa, hold on a second. So, of the things that I did tonight that's on YouTube, it's literally just the Charlie Kirk thing. Like 2 of the Charlie Kirk. Oh, you're just joking.
Charlie Kirk stuff was on YouTube.
Yes.
And
And what? And what else? Name it. That's it, exactly. Literally 3 minutes of the Charlie Kirk chunk that I did, of the 90 minutes that I'm performing for you guys, was on YouTube. And you had to say that publicly in front of my dear Geneva friends here. Because you have to understand, you've been watching my YouTube, which, thank you for that. Most of them have not, and so when you say that, most of them are assuming that I'm literally regurgitating everything that I did on YouTube, when literally it was 3 minutes in the Charlie Kirk section. None of the other I've done on YouTube has been... Can you name anything else? Was it Hi, I'm Sammy? The Singapore joke was not done on YouTube. The isosceles triangle joke was not done on YouTube. The Tylenol thing was not on YouTube. It was literally just 2 parts of the Charlie Kirk thing, and that's it. The Kash Patel is part of the Charlie Kirk thing. No, hold on. No. Listen, this whole night I've been performing in a library. And finally I'm getting some critical feedback that is completely invalid. Okay? If I'm up here for 90 minutes and you hear 3 minutes of something you already heard, okay, and you have to point that out in front of everybody, okay, go back and watch YouTube again tonight, and then send me a message tomorrow and say, you're right, it's only 3 minutes. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Okay? All I ask is that you stay up all night watching my whole YouTube. That's all. I'm not asking for a lot. You're never coming to see me again, are you? That's fine. That's fine. But honestly, one thing I require from my audience is just to know what they've seen and what they haven't. Or not know at all. Okay? But I don't need people assuming that things that they've not seen that they have seen. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, I've seen this before. Like, no, it's not deja vu, motherfucker. I am performing fresh material for you. Okay? Anybody else have any questions? No. Don't stop watching me. Keep watching.
I'm sorry, I must have watched you too much.
No, I know. I'm saying don't be sorry. Keep watching me. Keep watching me. No, you're a good fan. You're a good fan. If I come back next year, it's either going to be everybody but her or only her. And I don't know which one yet. Okay? So, anyways, I always like to have a portion. If you see my YouTube, you know I ask this question. I always like to have a portion of my show where I ask the crowd, is there anything I haven't talked about tonight that you'd like for me to talk about? Yes.
You haven't talked about Cash's girlfriend.
Cash's girlfriend. Sure. Cash's girlfriend. Kash Patel, the head of the FBI they were talking about earlier. You can go see it on YouTube. Kash Patel has a girlfriend who people have a theory that she's a honeypot operation, that she's not his real girlfriend, that she's really just there to get intel. Now, this could be true. It could be false. If it is true, and what I said about Erica Kirk's true, man, a 2 for 1. Must be a Valhalla thing. The thing is that, you know I like conspiracy theories, and you know that I like to examine factual information, but the main argument that people have for her being a honeypot is she's like, look at him and look at her. And I'm like, okay, that's not a bad argument, but that's the main argument, because the other one is she worked for a company where I believe the head was former IDF or something, and they did some kind of Israeli intel thing, which is sure, that's something to look at, but his girlfriend herself, there were some people saying that she was the head of the company and she was not. She just, but I would say the strongest argument with Kash and her is to look at her, look at him.
You look at them and be like, yeah, you know. Obviously, looks aren't everything. Like sometimes, some people who are objectively good looking do marry or date people who are objectively not good looking. But usually those people who are objectively not good looking are good at what they do. Okay, so you gotta factor that part in, that it is very suspect, because if he was like the best head of FBI ever, like you'd get it. You'd be like, yeah, of course, dude, he can bag a baddie, you know? But he's Cash Patel. What else? The UN and the Louvre. The Louvre! The Louvre, my Louvre! My poor Louvre. We were in Paris when the Louvre got robbed. Now I can tell you a secret. Promise? No, we were in Paris, and Chai wanted to go to the Louvre. I didn't want to go because I've been there once. That's plenty. Like, I get it. You have art. Thanks for taking my 100 euros or whatever the it costs to look at the same I could see on Google. So, like, if I went to the Louvre, I would feel just like you did about the YouTube. I'd be like, I've seen this. I've seen this before. Not one new piece of art. And so clearly, I don't want to be the Louvre of comedy, but yeah, Chai really wanted to go to the Louvre, and then it got robbed the day that he was going to go. So he just went to the Eiffel Tower 5 times. What did they take? The jewels? What, the crown jewels? Jewels, earrings, necklace. How do you guys know so much? Do you know what the total worth of it all was? 88 billion. I think somebody said 88 euros. That's less than the price of a ticket. 88 billion euros? Million. 88 million. I say billion is a lot. 88 million euros worth of merchandise stole from the Louvre. Well, we know they didn't come back into Switzerland because they would have paid 8% tax. That's a lot. So who actually loses from that? Just the Louvre? The government? The insurance companies. Ouch. Actually, that means premiums go up. That means we're all f***ed. And the premiums are going to trickle down to us. Does anybody know where those jewels came from? Probably stolen from other exploited, colonized countries, right? I really just hope the thieves were brown. That's all I hope. I mean, you know? That's the least we can get out of this, you know? Okay, so somebody else said the UN? Abstain. I mean, I know this is like a UN city. Do you guys have like a headquarters here? Is it the main headquarters? No, somebody said no, somebody said it was just not the main one. It's one of them. New York is the main? Where is it? New York and Vienna? What's that? New York is the main headquarters. Geneva is the European headquarters. UN Geneva is the headquarters of the UN. You guys don't know. There was a time where I thought you guys were at the library. You've been demoted to browsing at the bookstore. I have never had more lack of consensus. What are you guys, the UN? Okay, so I guess I'll look it up myself. Sounds like New York, Geneva, Vienna are all contenders. They're all contenders. But yeah, let's say you guys have a lot of UN stuff. But like actual UN members like based here, probably? Yeah. So that means that you have meetings here. And some of the biggest ones? What was the biggest one ever? What's that? Human rights? Human rights? What does the UN know about that? I'm confused. The Geneva Convention. Thank you. Now that's a good answer. You created the Geneva Convention. When was that created?
1864.
That old? 1864? Ugh. And we still use it? Okay, good. I was going to say, there was still slavery in the United States at that time. 1864, holy yeah, the Trusted Geneva Convention. 1864. That's when we had it all figured out. Human rights. Still had kids working in factories in 1864. Wow. That Geneva Convention, really that old? I didn't think it was that old. Wow. Or you guys don't know. I'm going to take everything you tell me with a grain of salt. Literally. What was one of the more recent? The Geneva Convention Part 2? You guys had another Geneva Convention? Or just when you convene in Geneva, it's the Geneva Convention? Is that what it is? It's a play on words. What's that? No information. Man, guys, I was expecting to learn. I've been so angry at the UN for being an overall kind of a... And if you work in the UN, which probably half you do, you know who you are. You know the stereotype about the UN. I mean, it's very hard to get things done. It's very hard to get things done. It's hard because you have so many people who don't know things. Okay? So I get it. I get it. What else? The Riyadh Comedy Festival? And then you said Trump? Melania Trump? And Jared Kushner and the Gaza Riviera. Sure, no, these are very lighthearted topics. I think they should build a Riviera in Riyadh.
Why not in Texas?
Why not in Texas? Sure. She's like, why don't you take it? Don't put it in my Saudi Arabian friend's backyard. It's like, okay, MBS. I'm dead. I'm already dead. Dude. No, I was kidding. I'm not a journalist. I did not get invited to the Riyadh Comedy Festival. But, there was so much fallout over the comedians who did it that I really dodged a bullet there. And a lot of my fans want to know that I would not have gone there. And I can give you my word, there is no amount of money that they would have paid me under $1 million for me to do it. So yep. You know what, actually, 88 million. Let's put it 88 million. That was my opportunity cost, never mind. So Jared Kushner and the Riviera of the Middle East, they're discussing this basically occupation plan. They want to build stuff in Gaza. And yeah, I mean, this has kind of been the plan all along. I don't feel like they're always going to lie and be like, no, we never had this in mind. Did you? So they're going to try. They're basically going to try to fully occupy Gaza and build, another Trump Tower, wherever they want to do. But we as the world, it's kind of our duty. I don't know if I want to go too far on a limb here in the home of the UN, but I think it's kind of our duty from a human rights perspective to not allow them to do this. You know? And so then the question is, how far do we go? How far do we go? Because, you know, none of us, as far as I know, live in Gaza. And, you know, how far do we go to stop these evil, imperial, warlord, fascist Jared Kushners from basically occupying and, you know, building and, you know, owning, getting real estate in a land that does not belong to you? How far do we go? I've come to Geneva. How far will you go? Will you go to Zurich?
Will you go on the next flotilla?
Would I go on the next flotilla? Yeah, I mean, I'll go on a flotilla. You just have to know, they will shoot me. I will go on it, but if I die, you have to be like, oh yeah, we should probably saw that coming. You know, they don't let Palestinians go on the flotillas. What's that? Okay, so they let one. That's it, right? She's a politician. Yeah, exactly. She's a French politician. But they don't, yeah, so correct me if I'm wrong. So, yeah, I mean, I'll go. Just know that if I get shot, it's on you. Like, I look like their target practice. It's not good. So, yeah, the question is, how far will you go? How far will the world go to stop this? And there was a bit I was going to tell, but it's been on YouTube, so I'm not going to do it. So we're at a critical crossroads now, because they're going to claim this was a ceasefire when really it's just entering phase 2 of the plan to occupy Gaza. And so the question is, how far will we go to stop them? And it's a collective effort. It's going to take a lot of people to decide that we will not allow this. But I know I, for one, will not stop talking about this until they cut it the out and get out of lands that are not theirs. But you know, rest assured, the world has changed. The world has woken up quite some bits, especially in the last few months alone. And I don't think we're going to allow it to happen. It is going to be a collective effort, but I don't think we're going to allow it to happen. So they're going to keep trying, and they're going to keep looking like idiots and keep making AI videos about it. But we just have to agree. What's that?
Boycott.
Absolutely, boycott.
Divest and sanction.
Yes, great slogans. I love the slogans. Boycott, divest, sanction. These are all very effective tools. What's that?
General strike.
General strike, yes. General strike, block weapons manufacturers, call out all of the corrupt politicians, stand in front of their gated community homes.
Call out UBS.
Huh?
Call out UBS. That's the Israeli weapons company.
Who? Which one?
UBS.
Yep, them. I bank with them a lot, yeah. Call them out. But that's great. No, I mean, you know all of the companies here. Call them all out. Make the list. Boycotts work. We've seen boycotts work. They've been very effective. Starbucks has lost like billions, literally billions. But again, what we do matters 100%. Boycott, divest, sanction, all these things do matter. Speaking up, these things do matter. Harassing your politicians, these things do matter. But what matters the most is it's a collective effort, and people will continue to work together to make sure this doesn't happen. And all I can ask is, promise? Melania Trump. They're still married somehow. I don't know. I would love to see her divorce him. I would love to see her divorce him. He'd probably turn even oranger. Did you see when the escalator stopped? It was crazy, like watching like Trump was just dumbfounded, and like she kept going, which was like a symbol of like, I need to get away from this guy. You could see it. You could see it. You could feel that vibe. I think soon their end is coming. Melania and Trump, and then Brigitte and Emmanuel. Yeah, no, high school romance can only last so long. All right, give me one more thing, I'll wrap it up. How's the heckling different here from the rest of the world? The heckling here is packaged as, no, I love you. It's less aggressive. It's more passive aggressive. Well, is something else over here?
APAC money?
Oh, APAC money? Yeah, I haven't taken a lot of it. Did you see the Gavin Newsom podcast interview where the guy asked the guy was like, I would never vote for a politician who took $1 from APAC, and Gavin was like, interesting. That's what came out of his mouth. Interesting. You know, back in my day, 5-10 years ago, like APAC has always been like something me and my family, circle of people who are into this issue have been talking about. It's now a mainstream topic. It's crazy. Never thought it would get here. And now, literally, like the Americans are so aware of what APAC is, and those who know now, they want it out. They want it out of the system that's affecting our democratic process that we don't have anyways. But yeah, so it's really cool that people are finally waking up to APAC. There was I believe a Democratic senator or congressperson who he disavowed APAC money. He's like, I'm not taking APAC money anymore. And I think you're going to start to see that as a trend with politicians. And you now have like Zoran Mamdani, who's about to win New York City with zero APAC contributions. And it just shows that it's possible. It's possible, and that we won't tolerate this level of corruption in our political system. And so I'm going to start a Palestine PAC. Just to level playing the field a little bit. And I'm going to be spending millions of dollars, literally millions of dollars, to get pro-Palestine politicians to really get our voice heard in Congress. And maybe we don't have the same budget as AIPAC, but we literally launched Palestine PAC on, I think it was on Saturday, and we have a budget of $88 million. Okay. Thank you guys. So I'm going to put this whole show on YouTube so that you can watch it and go back in a time machine, come back to the show and be like, yeah, I saw literally all of that on YouTube. Geneva, you've been lovely. I learned so little and yet feel so much wiser. I definitely know like the top 3 cities the UN might be in. And I definitely know that the Geneva Convention at some point happened. So I'm like, just really rich information. You have a what? A Karen? Who's a Karen? Who? Who's Karen? Who's who? This is the kind of act like that you get. Just when I was making fun of you guys for being confused off of the lack of information that I was getting, it got somehow instantly worse. And aside from not knowing what the fuck we told you earlier, we have a Karen. A what? A Karen. A what? A Karen. We have a Karen. We have a Karen. What? A Karen. Karen. A Karen. A Karen. Don't know what you're talking about. So I'll Google it later. What's that?
Just fresh.
What's fresh? Okay, so something happened. So you're saying there was a Karen tonight? You got a Karen? Where? Where was the Karen? Listen, guys. You may not be the best at communicating, but what matters to me is in your heart. You might not be out there studying, you need Karen.
guys next week. I'll be back.
The Epstein files are a hoax. They were created by Obama. I'm not going to say who it was, but it was Mossad. And I'm going to prove it formally tonight. Some of the Epstein files are real, just not the ones that I'm in.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. No, it's too late.
Oh my God.
I'm in Portland. They're everywhere. So thank you all for coming back. You thought that was really funny, so letting you know I'm killing in the front row. We're also shooting a mini special in pieces. That would be a good show name for this. Parts. Yeah. I majored in applied mathematics. That's why I'm doing comedy at an auto shop right now. Somebody asked me, Sammy, what was the hardest kind of math that you studied in college? And the answer is something called complex analysis. Its name says it all. And if you're not familiar with complex numbers, it's complicated. The truth is, we all learn complex numbers in high school. You just might not remember them, again, because of the trauma. But you remember roughly in elementary school around the time when you learned how to take square roots? At some point, you came into math class, and your elementary school teacher was like, okay kids, today we're going to learn how to take square roots. All you do is you put this number under a little house, and out comes another number that's unhoused. And you're like, that's kind of up. I know, Portland is a little weird about unhoused jokes, I get it. I'm from San Francisco, relax. I have a friend who doesn't even like being called unhoused. He's like, I'm anti-establishment. So you put the number under the little square root, and out comes another number. And it's just like super fun. It's like the square root of 4 is 2, yay! The square root of 9 is 3, woo! The square root of other bigger numbers are other bigger numbers, you know? And you're like, this is fun, I can do this my whole life, you know? That's what I thought, at least. And then the teacher's like, well, have fun with it. Just whatever you do, don't take the square root of a negative number. And you're like, I wasn't going to. Why did you say that? Well, just don't do it. You can't do it. You can't take the square root of a negative number, so don't do it. I'm like, I didn't want to until now. I really want to do it. Why can't you take the square root of a negative number? Because you can't. Because you put a negative number under there and nothing comes out. Because you can't do it, so don't even try. I'm like, wow, who gave you this teaching job? But you just accept it. You just have to accept that you just can't take the square root of a negative number. But you know, it's a weird moment, but you bury the trauma. You don't really ask questions, right? That's what school teaches you, not to ask questions. So you're just like, oh, just like, all right, you can't take the square root of a negative number. You put the trauma under your square root. You just shove it down. And then you go on with your life. You keep bearing more and more trauma. And now you're in high school a couple years later, and you have acne now. Your hormones are raging. You really have a great life, relatively, but you're not aware of it, so you hate yourself and everyone around you. Portland, you can relate to that. So now you're in high school, and your high school math teacher walks in one day and says, all right, kids, today we're going to take the square root of -1. And you're like, the f*** you are. You're like, is my teacher on drugs? You can't do that. Everybody knows you can't take the square root of a negative number. Your teacher's like, why would you think that? Because my elementary school teacher said so. And I believe everything my elementary school teacher says. And your high school teacher laughs. You were lied to. You've been lied to this whole time. Because you can take the square root of a negative number. And we're going to do it today. Like, don't do it. The world's going to explode. Nope, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to take the square root of -1. You're like, oh my God, this is so scary. What is it? What is the square root of -1? Is it 1? She's like, no. Like, is it 100? No. What is it? She's like, it is I. You're like, all right, the teacher's for sure on drugs, dude. This teacher's on ketamine. I need to call the principal right now. Who is it? It is I. It is you? No, it is I. Like I, like a capital I? No, lowercase I. What the f*** is going on?
And there's a definitive day. And I don't know if you remember it or not, because maybe you blocked the trauma, but it's the day that you learned that you can, despite what you were told previously in life, take the square root of negative numbers. And when you take the square root of -1, you don't even get a number, you just get a letter. Which makes no f***ing sense. And it's just a lowercase I, which we don't even do in language. And that's the day your whole life changes. That's the day you realize your whole life was a f***ing lie. You were built on lies, on assumptions that you could never take the square root of a negative number. But apparently you can, and it's I. And my life changed. I was just looking at myself in the mirror like, who am I? Who am I? And it's like, what is this mysterious I, and why am I feeling this type of way? What does I even stand for? Israel. I'm kidding, obviously, but some would say it's imaginary too. It's a long way to get to that punchline, but I took you on that journey. But really, the day I learned about imaginary numbers was just like the day I learned about Israel. Nothing was going to be the same after. But it is weird. Suddenly, you can take imaginary numbers by finding the square root of a negative number. And apparently, these are also numbers you can work with, imaginary numbers. They're basically multiples of I. So you have I, or 2I, or 3I, or 4 I's. That was my nickname. I was like, this is so f***ed up. This whole time, you told me you can't take the square root of a negative number, and you also told me that my imaginary friends weren't real. But turns out they were just the square root of my negative friends. And as if that's not enough trauma, apparently you can combine imaginary numbers and real numbers. You add them together and you get something called complex numbers. So 2 plus 3i is a complex number. 4 plus 5i, these are complex numbers. The whole time you're just like, why the f*** are we doing this? And then you don't find out till way later. If you study like 20 math courses in college, you don't find out till way later. The reason we do that is because you can solve crazy problems that you weren't able to solve by just using real numbers. So for instance, polynomials, okay? You guys are poly, right? Make some noise. Yeah, there are nomials that are poly. They have a lot of love to give. A polynomial, for most of you, is one of those expressions that has exponents of x in it. So like 3x squared plus 2x plus 3 equals 0. And then you solve for x. That's basically a polynomial equation. And sometimes you can't always solve for x. But once you introduce complex numbers, apparently you can solve them every time. And yeah, you should know this, especially if you're poly. And yeah, so, and I personally like exponents because they speak truth to power. But what I'm saying is you can do a lot. You can do a lot with complex numbers. And I know you guys haven't been traumatized enough to appreciate it, but I appreciate it. Lowercase I appreciate it. And one day, all you 500 plus I will appreciate it. And so I studied complex numbers for 5 years, and that's why I'm doing stand-up comedy now, because where the f*** do you go from there? I read this recently. Did you know the biggest indicator of how much money you make in your career is how many math classes you took in college? Yeah, some of you guys are a lot of humanities majors in here. I can feel the vibe. The more math classes you took in college, the more money you make in your career based on statistics, which is another course. I took 23 math classes in college. Yeah, 5 of which were statistics courses in which I learned about something called outliers. Yeah. And if you don't get that joke, don't worry, it just means you're normal.
She knows math.
Yeah,
I don't.
I know. This. Some people are having a lot of fun right now. Some people are like, I pray to God. Like some of you guys believe in God now. You're like, I pray to God. This is over soon. Almost. We're almost done with the educational part of the show. Another stat. There was a stat that came out last week that said that 1 out of 10 Americans is now a millionaire. Yeah, that's crazy. Literally 10% of America is millionaires now. They say it's because of the way that people are able to invest nowadays, because of the way that a lot of people are entrepreneurs. I would argue inflation probably plays a role too. What is as many millionaires in the 80s? But yeah, so, you know, we've been talking about the 1% this whole time, but look out for the 10%. They're here. And I will be part of the 10% when my parents die. And just letting you know, I won't be able to be trusted then, okay? But I've always been slowly increasing my net worth. I've been doing it with this little life hack that a lot of people don't know because they didn't take accounting classes. But when I had the privilege of taking an accounting class in college. Anybody here take an accounting class? Okay. Oh, equal number of people on both sides. You got the debits on the left, credits on the right. That's an accounting joke, don't worry. But in accounting, you learn about this thing called the accounting equation, very creative name. And the accounting equation states that assets equals liabilities plus equity. So the assets, the total assets of a person or a company is equal to the sum of all the liabilities they have, the debt that they have, plus the equity they have, the stock. So that's a little life hack if you want to increase your net worth. Just rack up a ton of debt and sell stock in yourself. So that's what I've been doing the last 10 years. I borrow $200 from my dad every week, and I reinvest it into my LLC, Sammy Corp. It's an S Corp. And, oh, you guys got that joke. That's cool. And my net worth has been going steadily up. Just borrowing the out of my parents. You know, I try to keep up with the news. It's very difficult because the news cycle moves so fast. Like this year, we're at like the highest frequency, but like not in a good way. Things that weren't even supposed to be main events were main events. Like the Super Bowl halftime. That was something like we were talking about for a long time, both because of the performance and also because of the protester. Like that was an event within an event. It was like layered, it was wild. And like, it's crazy that this year, we saw a famous person in the public eye point directly at another famous person and be like, he likes them young. And it was crazy when Elon did that to Trump. It was crazy. It was so crazy. He straight draked him. And I'm no Elon fan, but you gotta admit, I mean, he's the only one who's actually trying to do the private detective work at this point. He's like our Special K detective, Special K unit. Snorting ketamine like, oh, we're gonna find the Epstein files! And we're at the point now where you've seen enough pictures of Trump with Epstein to know he's in that. Like, there's enough pictures that aren't AI to be like, yeah, he's in that shit. And you know, we've seen Trump lie before, but like the way he's lying right now is like desperate. It's like super desperate. Like his stories aren't even lining up in a way even worse than imaginable. Like 3 weeks ago, when everybody was like, you're in the Epstein files, aren't you? He's like, the Epstein files are a hoax. They were created by Obama. It's like, yeah, that was Obama's whole purpose. Came straight from Kenya to make the Epstein files. It's like, why would Obama even want to push the Epstein files? Like, all his friends were on there, you know what I mean? Well, at least one of them, hashtag Bill Clinton. It's a very small circle in Washington, or small oval, I should say. But yeah, so that was Trump's whole thing. He's like, it's a hoax, the Democrats made it up, it's a hoax. And then everybody's like, no. And then so a week later, he's like, all right, fine. Some of the Epstein files are real, just not the ones that I'm in. That was his official statement. He literally walked back and said, okay, fine. Some parts of the Epstein files are real and some parts are imaginary. Combine them together, that's the Epstein files. Like, no, that's complex numbers. Bro bro is literally trying to use complex analysis to f up our minds. He's like 3 plus 4I for me, that's me, the I. And it's also Israel in this case too. Because he's also covering for Israel. And that's why I just like complex numbers. When you look into this other dimension of what's actually in the Epstein files, it actually explains a lot of shit. Because we know for a fact that Epstein was gathering intel. Like he had cameras in all of his homes. Like that's not something just a regular perv does. You know what I mean? Like, and he was a creep for sure. I'm not saying he was a creep, but he also worked for intelligence. And I'm not going to say who it was, but it was Mossad. It was Israeli intelligence, Mossad. But I can't say it too much. I don't want to get into legal trouble. So let's just say he was a creepy guy who enjoyed massages. He was not good to women. He was a misogynist. Don't hate me for delivering the message, okay? Just saying. We know this guy worked for Intel. The question is who? And all signs point to Mossad. But when you make these allegations, people tell you you're a conspiracy theorist. You know, but it makes too much sense. And the problem with conspiracy theorists, and I love conspiracy theorists, like bless their heart, okay? Someone has to do the Lord's work. But conspiracy theorists are not great at presenting information in a way that logical, rational minds can process. And that's why too often conspiracy theories get kind of lost in the dust. So I'm going to help clarify this tonight at this automotive shop here in Portland, Oregon. And that is that I'm going to prove that Jeffrey Epstein was working for Mossad. He was working for Israel. I'm not claiming that he was Israeli, because he was not Israeli. He grew up in Brooklyn, and he was a creep. I'm not saying he was not a creep. He was always creepy. He was always known to be very touchy-feely, but also he went to an Italian high school. So maybe, I mean, it's not an excuse. I'm just saying, I can say that I'm part Italian. Mamma mia. He was a very touchy-feely guy. And Epstein, he never graduated high school, and he went to college early, and he studied advanced math. We don't claim him. We're not proud of this at all. But he studied advanced math, which makes us even creepier for some reason. Because he's like, oh, I didn't know their age. Like, you can subtract, motherfucker. Like, we know, you know math. But he studied physiological math. That's like the creepiest math out there. Physiological math is the math of the human body. Ugh. Yeah, if you see somebody wanting to study physiological math, like flag that person. That person is a threat. And then he never even graduated. He went on after that to become a physics teacher, which is another red flag. Because when I heard that, I thought about it. I remember in my high school, there was 2 physics teachers who were both sex offenders. That's enough for me to make a conspiracy theory now. I have 3 data points. That's enough. That's enough for a correlation for sure. Yeah. Physics teachers, they get physical, okay? I'm not saying all physics teachers are creeps. I'm not saying that they all force themselves on people. I'm just saying they mass times acceleration themselves onto people. This theory's good. It'll gain momentum pretty soon. It's important. Once you understand the weight, once you understand the gravity of this theory, you'll take it seriously. So we know Epstein was a creep, and we know he was American. That's where the creeps are made, okay? So I'm not claiming he was Israeli, but I am going to claim he was an Israeli asset, meaning he was working for Israel. He was collecting intel for Israel. And I'm going to prove it formally tonight. So, thank you, one person. Because this has not been done by any conspiracy theorist or any stoner out there, okay? I literally had to really put this together in a logical, grounded argument. Here's why we know that Epstein was an Israeli asset. Okay, so Epstein, he got rich all of a sudden after his teaching job, believe it or not. He left being a physics teacher because it doesn't pay, apparently. And he became a consultant, which is not a real job. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry if that offends any consultants in here, but if you have a problem with it, let's talk after the show. You can bill me after. It's a great business model you have. And he became a consultant, and this is when he started to be introduced to very high-profile people. He met people in the Pentagon, and he started working overseas. One person he notably worked with was Adnan Khashoggi. Jamal Khashoggi is the other guy who got killed. who was Adnan's actually nephew. I talked about this in my last special. Look it up, it's funny. It's not funny, it's actually scary. So Epstein worked with this guy named Adnan Khashoggi, who was a figure in Saudi Arabia, and they worked together to finance a military operation, which was called the Iran-Contra affair. This was a really big deal in the 80s. The Iran-Contra affair was where Israel was funneling weapons into Iran to stir up a regime change, which is not relevant to now at all. History does not repeat itself. Nothing to see here. But even back in the 80s, they were trying, like, yep, still at it. And Epstein was the one who helped finance that affair. And so he had to work directly with Israeli intelligence. So clearly he was introduced to Mossad. He worked with Mossad. He financed an Israeli intelligence operation. And suddenly he got very rich after that. His net worth went up, okay? And after that, he got even richer when he met a man named Leslie Wexner, who was the CEO of Victoria's Secret, which a perv would want to work with. And Leslie Wexner was a known Zionist. He had a lot of stock with Israel and Israel's economy. And when Epstein started to work with him, he suddenly got a lot richer. Then Epstein was introduced to Ghislaine Maxwell, which I don't know if you've heard of this lovely woman. She was Epstein's accomplice in the whole sex trafficking scandal. It's been proven, it's been documented, and you know, they say Epstein's dead, obviously, and they say Ghislaine's in jail. I don't even think Ghislaine's in jail, to be honest. I actually bumped into her at the store last week. Yeah. She was like, "Pardon me." I was like, "No, thank you." And so right around the time that Epstein is gaining momentum and gaining money from these investments, he meets Ghislaine Maxwell, who is the daughter of Robert Maxwell, who was a known Mossad asset and had also a lot of stock in Israel. In fact, he was buried in Israel. That's how much he loved it. And so Robert Maxwell, you know, he died of natural causes. He mysteriously fell off his yacht one day. And suddenly Epstein got very rich shortly after. So again, nothing to see here. But yes, those were basically the three moments where Epstein suddenly got a lot of money, and then he used that money to basically fund this buy a lot of cameras. Cameras are very expensive. So we know that the money he used for this operation, this intel operation, was leveraged by Israel. At the same time, he became acquainted with a lot of very powerful people, and very powerful people who were associated with Israel in some way. For instance, the former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak. Not Ehud Barack Obama, that's a different Kenyan. But Ehud Barak, who is the former Prime Minister of Israel, who became buds with Epstein and was actually seen many times on camera approaching Epstein's apartment and walking in, and he would always wear a mask, like one of the surgical masks. And this was pre-COVID, so just shows this was trying to hide. Isn't that crazy? This guy got caught on camera going into Epstein's house only to be recorded on more cameras. This guy had no idea what was going on. So Epstein worked with him, former Prime Minister of Israel. Also, Bill Clinton. A lot of pictures of Clinton with Epstein. It's not a good look. And Clinton, obviously, very tied to Israel. He was brokering all those deals in the 90s. Alan Dershowitz, who's Israel's lawyer, who was also Epstein's lawyer, and then a bunch of other prominent people who, I mean, let's face it, like most of them are Zionists anyways. And he was associated with all these people who were directly tied to Israel. However, all of these people who he was associated with, as soon as they started hanging out with Epstein and doing all these God knows what behind closed doors, Israel started to distance themselves from these people. So you can look it up. Like, Israel started to distance itself from Ehud Barak, from Bill Clinton, and from anybody that Epstein was associated with. I wonder what they knew. Because these people pose a reputational risk for Israel, which says a lot. If you're threatening Israel's reputation, you've really f***ed up. These were all Epstein's friends. They were all reputational risks for Israel. And so that's why I can make this formal proof, because Epstein got all of his money from having stock in Israel. And he knew all these people who were liabilities to Israel. And liabilities plus equity equals assets, Epstein was an Israeli asset. I know. There's a lot of information I'm accounting for. Until next time, be safe and keep finding joy wherever you can. Thank you.
We also got this City Challenge coin. If you take it to Tahamas, you can get 10% off.
Yeah!
Did you hear me? I mentioned you in the beginning of the show.
I was told, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. He's out doing things. He's out, yeah.
I have the honor of bringing on stage right now is someone you all know, you all love. It's the mayor of Dearborn. Everybody give it up for Mayor Hamoud. Where are we? Oh, there he is. There he is.
Thank you so much. Good evening. What did you guys think of the show? You know, I have the distinct honor of serving as the mayor of the greatest city in the whole country, the city of Dearborn, Michigan. And on behalf of the city, on behalf of our council, on behalf of the 110,000 beautiful residents, I wanted to present you with a proclamation to honor you. And honestly, as somebody who follows your work, I want you to know that you inspire more than just average, you know, the regular, everyday individual, but you inspire individuals such as myself to be prouder, to be louder, to ensure that we speak truth to justice no matter what we're facing. And we're thankful that you use your art form to build the bridge, to build connections, and to hopefully end the ignorance that's rampant all across the globe. So thank you.
Yes, Sammy!
We also got this City Challenge coin. If you take it to Tahamas, you can get 10% off.
Yeah! Sammy! Sammy! Sammy!
One more round of applause.
One more hand for your amazing mayor, Abdullah Hamoud. Wow. Wow. Honestly, you don't even know what a proclamation does, but I feel so proclaimed right now. I feel so proclaimed. I'll just read kind of quickly, really, just, well, this is all about me. It's like, whereas Sammy Obeid, a Lebanese, Palestinian, Syrian, Italian, American comedian, born in Oakland, California, has built an illustrious career. Oh, that's so sweet. And then it ends with basically saying, now, therefore, I, Abdullah Hamoud, Mayor of the City of Dearborn, by virtue and the authority vested in me, do hereby proclaim July 10th, 2025, that's today, in honor of Sammy Obeid on the evening of his performance at the Ford Community Performing Arts Center in Dearborn, and encourage all residents to join in celebrating his remarkable talent and contribution to the art of comedy. Wow. 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 Encouraging all residents to join in. That's like an after party? Is that an after party? And then he's like, and then 10% off at this. That's so.
Spot in Dearborn.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. I'm so. Oh, okay. Well, already, don't tear it down right in front of me. Let me enjoy my 10% off. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Dearborn to be affixed on this 10th day of July, 2025. That is so official, dude. That is so official. That is so cool. And honestly, guys, sandwiches on me later. Sandwiches on me. I'm gonna get us all sandwich. It's so cool. It's closed. Well, thanks for ruining it. Wow.
So you guys have a pretty decent Somali population here in Minnesota, right? Probably the biggest of the nation. And you might even have a Somali mayor. Might even happen. I hope you do. It's going to piss a lot of people off. I really hope you do. What's that? You're here? Get the fuck! Come on, dude! Come on! Come on! Come on! Dude! 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 Wow! Look at this! Look at this! Amazing. course, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Amazing. You hear me? I mentioned you in the beginning of the show.
What I was told, yes.
Oh yeah, of course. He's out doing things. Yeah. First of all, you just feel free to say hi to the crowd. I mean, if you want to.
How's everyone doing tonight? I didn't expect this, but I want to appreciate all of you. My name is Omar Fateh. I'm running for mayor of Minneapolis. I'm currently state senator representing Southside Minneapolis District 62. And I'm running on a similar platform to our brother Zoran, right? Making the city more affordable. And also some real police accountability, right? This is Sammy's night. I'm not going to take too much time, but I'll say one last thing. Tomorrow is the DFL convention. The Democratic Party will be endorsing one candidate. And we don't know, it might be us tomorrow, right? So come up to the Target Center if you can come watch. I'd love to have your support. Please follow along at fatehformayor.com. The team is back there as well, and I want to say thank you to Sammy. Give it up for Sammy as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You guys here at the beginning of the show, I was like, I want to get my photo op with that guy. And then boom, shows up mid-show. Manifestation. It's all about manifestation. And I'll tell you what, Omar, even if you don't get the Democratic endorsement, you keep going, bro. You keep going. Just keep going. I would like to think that this promotional spot helped his career a little bit. I would like to think this swung the election. And that's how I lost my job at CBS. What a night. What a night for New Hope. What a night. Yeah, we're in New Hope. That's where we are. You forgot. This is the new Minneapolis. It's the third. Hey, shut up. Notice how St. Paul didn't chime in on that one? Telling you guys, this is our summer, exactly. It's not just about Minneapolis and St. Paul. It's about, again, we're not the twins anymore. We're the triplets. Okay, we got to work together as a trio. But amazing. That's so awesome. I hope more political candidates come to my shows. I do.